Hi, good morning, all of you. I'm Poonam Raghuvanshi. In this video, I'm going to explain clinical trial design. Clinical trial design is structured plan which is used to conduct a clinical trial. It outlines how the trial will be carried out to ensure valid, reliable, and ethical testing of a medical intervention like vaccine, drug, and device. Selecting the appropriate study design and study population for a specific clinical trial question. It includes choose the type of study, like a study type, observational study, or another intervention or experimental study. Observational study basically used to investigate the causes of disease to establish the link between risk factor and health outcome. There are different type of study which include the observational study like coherent case study, cross section, case series, and case report. Another study is intervention or experimental study. An experimental study is a scientific approach to research in which one or more variable are manipulated to the different determine their the effect on outcome variable. Study conducted in different phases like a phase 1, 2, and phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Phase 1 basically included the healthy volunteer and with indication or without indication and depend on the study. Here purpose of the study: safety, ADME, and bioavailability and drug to drug interaction. Whenever we are talking about the phase 2, this is short term or like a side effect. We are checking the side effect and efficacy of the drug, and safety is measured priority for all phases. So here subject included subject with indications, and phase 3 study subject included with indication, and here we are checking the safety, efficacy, basis for the labeling and new formulation. And phase 4, this is like a new, we are checking the new indication on long term adverse event of drug, so subject with the indication. And another like a study section. Study section is selecting eligibility criteria or eligibility selecting eligible participant based on inclusion and exclusion criteria. Design technique to avoid biases in clinical trial in organization is single blinding, which is participant doesn't know which intervention has been they have been assigned. In case of the double blinding participate like in case of the single blinding, participant doesn't know which intervention they have been assigned. In case of the double blinded study, participant and investigator doesn't know which intervention they have been assigned. And triple blinding participant, investigator, monitor committee doesn't know to which intervention they have been assigned. Randomization, the process by which each subject has same chance to be assigned to their either the intervention arm or like a control arm. Deciding a study endpoint means what outcome will be measured. Endpoint differ depend on the type or phase of clinical trial. There are primary and endpoint, secondary endpoint, and safety endpoint. These endpoint are further categorized like continuous, binary, and survival response. Primary endpoint is main outcome that clinical trial is designed to access. Let's see the example. In case of the oncology study, so primary objective will be like overall survival of that intervention or progression free survival. If I said about the diabetic study, change in HbA1c level for specific duration. In case of the secondary endpoint, the additional outcome that measured in clinical trial to provide supportive information about the treatment effect. While the primary endpoint is main focus, secondary endpoint after offer the broader understanding of intervention impact. So here, in case of the oncology, tumor response rate or quality of life and time to progression can be our secondary endpoint example. In case of the diabetic, weight changes, number of hypoglycemic event reduced, hypoglycemic event which is included in the secondary endpoint examples. And safety endpoint used to measure, evaluate the risk and side effect and adverse event associated with the treatment or intervention in clinical trial, while primary and secondary endpoint focus on efficacy, safety endpoint focus on harm or tolerability. So purpose of my clinical trial design: ensure the scientific validity, ensure the patient safety, meet regulatory requirement, and efficient data collection, allow reproductive disability, allow the answer research question clearly. I hope